This is a beer pong table. Two people are on each side of the table and take ping pong balls and try to shoot them into each other's cups, and if one is made, they drink the beer, and the first one to hit all of the cups wins.
Hello, this is John Zerby with antiagingbydesign.com, and I'm with Ken Healy, who is an education specialist on youth alcohol issues. Now, I was going to ask him a few questions tonight about youth alcohol. And one of my first questions is, Ken, we often hear through the media stories about college students and alcohol and the problems that occur from alcohol use. Just how dangerous is the use of alcohol by college students?
Well, it is very dangerous, John. Recently, a study conducted by the National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism came up with data that shows that every year, over 1,800 students die from alcohol use. Now, that's the equivalent of 3 jumbo 747 jets crashing. And that's how many lives are lost due to alcohol in the 18 to 24-year-old age group. Also, what we have is over 500,000 students who are unintentionally injured by alcohol use. They've fallen off a second-floor banister, broken an arm, a leg, whatever it might be. So they have those kind of injuries, again, from alcohol use. One of the most saddest statistics out there is that over 70,000 sexual assaults occur each year in this 18 to 24-year-old age group because of alcohol. Acquaintance rate, date rates, unwanted sexual advances, again, related to alcohol usage. The interesting thing also is that these individuals that go on to college and post-secondary education, their parents are spending hard-earned money for tuition. The kids, probably taking out college loans. And we find out that of the students that drink, about 1 in 4 of them are having some kind of academic problems due to their alcohol use. So that's very disheartening to see that also that hard-earned money is not being used wisely by the students because of their alcohol usage. And another thing why people complain about maybe tuition being so high, well, one of the reasons it could be high is because of the damages that occur on college campuses related to alcohol use. Over 50% of the colleges and universities across the nation report that they have vandalism and property damage due to alcohol use by college students.
Well, Ken, my second question was, why do college students drink the way they do?
Interesting enough, John, we all can come up with many reasons why students and why many people drink, but it really boils down to 5 major reasons with college students, and again, this 18 to 24-year-old age group. Number 1, students just have too much free time on their hands. When individuals such as myself in their 40s, 50s, and 60s were in college, the rule of thumb was usually 3 hours of study for every hour you're in the classroom. That's not the case anymore. Most students don't have classes on Friday, so the weekend begins for them on Thursday night. So then you have, the Thirsty Thursdays, and they're getting ready for the weekend on Wednesday nights with, Wet Wednesdays, or, Training Tuesdays, starting to drink on Tuesdays even. So there's just too much free time by college students regarded to the issue, and they don't see there being anything else to do in the community or on the campus other than drink alcohol. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that alcohol promotions by licensed establishments are geared towards the college crowd. If you go into any college town across the country, you will find that many licensed establishments are catering to the youth, to the 18 to 24-year-old age group, because they drink heavily, and they don't drink 1 or 2 as individuals in their 30s and 40s do just to relax and have a good time. They're drinking for the intent, the specific purpose of getting drunk. And so this becomes a problem. Now, many establishments will have, certain activities such as ladies' night or 2 beers for the price of 1. One of the most outrageous ones I ever heard of was a penny till you pee promotion, where all the alcohol was available for a penny to everyone who was in the establishment until somebody had to go to the bathroom. Then it became regular price. So people will drink lots of alcohol because of the cheapness of it. Another reason that they drink is because local and state laws are not consistently enforced. You may have a magisterial district judge who one time hits the kids hard with penalties when they come before his court for underage drinking, and the next time gives them a slap on the wrist. Nothing drives the college students crazier than inconsistency in enforcement of laws. And so we need to make sure that we do have consistent enforcement by our police officers and by the district justices and judges across the country. Fourth reason that they use alcohol is because it's seen as this rite of passage. You know, they're 18, they can do everything else in the country that any other adult can do except drink alcohol. They're no longer under their parents' total control, under the parents' thumb. They're starting to spread their wings, and they're experimenting more because they are on their own. And so this whole rite of passage that many adults say, you know, what's the big deal? It's just alcohol. It's only beer, but it does become a dangerous concern to us. And lastly, the reason that they will drink is because of norms. Many students going into college will believe that, well, everybody drinks 20, 30 drinks Thursday through Sunday. And they think that they have to conform to that, where maybe they don't even drink at all, or they only want to drink 1 or 2 drinks of alcohol. But to try to fit in and be, quote-unquote, normal within the college framework, they're going to drink more than they intend to because they think everybody else is. When, in fact, statistics will show that the majority of students drink far, far fewer than what they believe their fellow classmates are drinking.
This is a typical beer bong that we see at colleges. What they do is they put the beer in that funnel and hold their finger over the edge there, and then they chug that. Hold it up in the air and they chug as much as they can. Okay, Ken, this is very interesting. What would you say, what can parents do about this problem?
Well, one of the biggest things the parents can do related to the alcohol issue is to talk to their children before they go off to college about their expectations of using alcohol while on the college scene. They need to communicate what their beliefs are, what their policies are, what their expectations are of their child going off to college. That's critical. That's the most important thing they can do. Secondly, if the child does make the choice to use alcohol and does get caught using alcohol, they have to let their children suffer the consequences. That's difficult for parents to do. I'm not saying that is easy, but they have to let them suffer the consequences. Getting that underage drinking citation, losing a license for 90 days if it calls for that, whatever fines and penalties they may have to pay, they need to not let them suffer those consequences, because until the student realizes that because I did this, this is what happened, they may not see the relationship between it. And parents are quick to intervene in their children to try to rescue them and save them. That's natural. That's normal for a parent to do that. One of the other things parents need to do is find out about the policies at the university their child's going to attend. What are the alcohol policies? What do they mandate if someone is caught using alcohol that's underage? One of the best ways to do that is go onto the university or the college's website and see how many clicks into the website it takes before you find the alcohol policy. The more clicks, the further it's buried in, the more it may be difficult to think that the college really takes this as a serious concern or issue. So that's something that's key and critical. And lastly, make sure that your child understands that even though they're getting this degree, they may have a licensing or a certification issue that they need after they get their college degree to get that dream job that they went to school for. And there's a lot of places, a lot of companies, and a lot of certification and licensors that will not give that certification or license to an individual if they have an alcohol-related violation, such as driving under the influence charges or other charges there. So the degree may not matter for the child because they have this violation. They're not going to get that license or certification that they need along with the degree to get employment.
Ken, is there any positive news regarding this issue?
Yes, there is some good news. Over the last 8 to 10 years, there's actually been an increase of the number of students who don't use alcohol that are going to colleges and universities. It's up almost to about 25% of the student population in the 18 to 24-year-old age group. So 1 out of 4 students are not using alcohol. It's that 60% or so that are in the middle that occasionally use alcohol or and get into trouble or occasionally drink to excess where they get into problems that we really need to work with. But the good news is there are more students who are not using alcohol for whatever reasons. They don't like the taste, religious purposes, they just choose not to use alcohol. And to those students, we need to make sure that they understand that there are other students out there just like them. They're not alone. They're not by themselves. There are others out there. They need to seek those individuals out, find them, and work with them to maintain their opportunities not to use alcohol.
These are some of the cases left over from a Saturday night's party.